Hey, how's it going? I'm Scott with the owner of Ironside Barbell Club, and today we're going to talk about motivation and why it sucks. So the reason why motivation sucks is because it's fleeting, right? It comes and it goes, and it comes and it goes. You wake up one morning, you're super motivated, you put your running shoes on, and you get ready to go, and I'm gonna work out. And then you might have that happen for like a day, right? And then you might have it for a week, and your motivation might last for a month. But then all of a sudden, like, things start piling up. Your life starts piling up. You start worrying about bills. You start worrying about the time that you're spending. You start worrying about you start forgetting the reasons why you actually started, the motivation why you actually started. And it's just temporary. It's a temporary thing, unfortunately, and it really is not reliable. So you see a lot of it, though. You see a lot of posters. You see a lot of motivation. Motivational speakers are super popular, and they make a bunch of money doing what they do because everybody likes the sound of what it is that they do, the motivation to get out there and do things and to achieve and to accomplish your goals. And let me tell you, I have used those quotes myself. I am not above using motivation and motivational quotes. I've used them on my business Facebook page, and I've used them on my Instagram page. That's not to say that they don't have a place, but what is the problem is when people make it the end all and be all. So what is the actual key to success? That's what we're going to talk about today, because motivation sucks. Let's talk about why people succeed, and I promise you it is not because of motivation. So behind me, and you see all these people doing their classes. Where is the motivation there? It's not. The real secret behind everything is making everything a habit. So habits over motivation. And the reason that we stress habits over motivation is because a habit is something that is really hard to break. When you do the research and you look at exactly what it takes to break a habit, so you think of a negative habit like smoking. How hard is it to break the habit of smoking? How hard is it to come through and be able to break that, not just chemical dependency, because really after the first 3 or 4 days, the chemical dependency is gone. It's just a habit, a force of your day-to-day life. And it takes an incredible amount of willpower in order to break a habit. So when you sit down and you actually make fitness or diet or exercise or whatever it is that you need positive, and you make that a daily habit, it changes from just something that happens with the motivation and happens with the mindset into something that happens every day because it's part of your day. And that's really what we are driving towards, is not to build motivation, it's to build good habits. So that's what everybody's doing back there. Most of the people that come to my gym and they do the exercise program and are successful with it, they create a daily habit. Whether it's they come to the classes, or they come to the open gym, or they come in and at certain times, and you can really tell who is going to be successful and who is not, because they don't take it lightly, and they don't do it. It doesn't matter how the day is. It doesn't matter if it's rainy or sunny. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, they've had a hard day, or they've had they're tired, or they just, is a habit that they do day in and day out, and it's part of their routine, and it's part of their day-to-day life, and that is why they're successful in the gym. So I was having this discussion earlier with my girlfriend about what are some of the reasons why people join a gym, and we came up with some interesting things. The external portion of it, the personal training, group fitness, specialty equipment, the nutrition. But this is really the most interesting one for me, is the community. Friends, common interests, and accountability. So when you are starting a fitness regime, this is a huge portion of it, the community part of it. If you find people that are like-minded and you create a community where you are going to all be doing the same things, that is one step further into creating a habit. Like-minded people tend to do like-minded things. So don't discount this when you are actually doing, when you're deciding on when when to start and where to start. One of the great things about this new revolution that's happening in the fitness industry is people are moving away. I mean, you can hear the laughter. When people are moving away from big box gyms like LA Fitness and Planet Fitness, and sure, there's a lot of memberships that still happen, but when you really look at it, it's not, people don't join those gyms for the community. They join those gyms because that's what they think they should do. That's what they think that, oh, I need to join a gym so I can get healthy. And you look at some of these reasons, because I wanted to get fit, wanted to be the best person for myself. And you look at some of the reasons on my wall, and you start to realize that the people that are really coming in here to accomplish their goals aren't coming in here in order to join a gym just for a vague reason. They're coming in for a very specific purpose. So for my gym, it's to lose weight and to get strong. And we accomplish that through a couple variety tests that we talked about last week as far as the structure of the business. But here is one thing that we're definitely building is the community aspect of it. Definitely, you can tell when you've got a good group of people going through one of the classes and the vibe is completely different than when it's just one or two people kind of going through the motions. That's not to say that that's gonna happen every single time, but if you make it a habit and you come in on your specific time, then a community grows around it. And as long as other people are coming in, and that's part of my job is to bring more people into the community, and especially like-minded people, then you're gonna build stronger habits with like-minded people is really what it comes down to. So in conclusion, a habit doesn't have to be a bad thing. People think of habits as a negative. They think of them in terms of like, oh, I got a bad habit. I'm smoking, I'm drinking, I'm doing, you know, people are taking drugs, and that's, you know, their drug habit and everything. A habit is just something that you do day in and day out, and it doesn't have to be negative or positive. It's all about what you choose to do on a consistent basis. So with that in mind, build good habits, build the nutrition. I know that one of the things that I've built over the long time, over the last 2 months, is actually waking up early enough to cook myself breakfast. I never did. I spent 8 years in the Army, and I never enjoyed waking up. And then I would, you know, I'd wake up and I had it timed down. I had timed 30 minutes to shower and shave and to get out the door. And I was mostly successful at it, mostly because I had an internal motivation. I had a habit of being able to complete all of these tasks within the time frame to get to work on time. But now I force myself to wake up earlier and to create that space where I'm able to cook myself breakfast. So making a healthier breakfast where it's not just grab and go, where it's toast and eggs. And is it the healthiest breakfast? No, by any means, but is it a lot healthier than the alternatives? Absolutely. So when you're looking at habits, making small, actionable changes in your habits are going to yield larger results than big sweeping changes. So that's the last thing that we're going to talk about today, is don't make big sweeping changes and expect the habits to form. Your brain goes into overload, it shuts down, and it doesn't want to do any of them. Small changes in your day-to-day life are going to yield larger results down the road. Don't be overwhelmed when all of a sudden you started a fitness regime and you're not losing 5 pounds a week, or you're not putting 10 pounds on to your squat every week. Take the time to build the habit, the small habit, and that'll cascade into larger and larger habits, and it'll make it easier down the road, as opposed to, well, I tried to change my whole life and it didn't work. Obviously it didn't work because you're not in the habit of changing your entire life. That comes back to the motivation. So you got motivated to change your whole life, but guess what? That's not the way it works. Your brain isn't wired that way. Your brain is wired to be comfortable and to do things a little bit at a time, to make small changes at a time, because it likes consistency. So, habits over motivation. That's really the synopsis. If you like this video, go ahead and click the thumbs up button. Be sure to subscribe down below and click the notifications. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.